The airwaves are trembling, the blogs are melting, and social media has gone nuclear because what went down tonight on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 13 isn't just reality TV, it's history. Forget petty shade, forget subtle sneak disses. This was an eruption so raw, so venomous, and so unfiltered that even the producers looked like they didn't know whether to keep filming or shut the cameras off. Yandy, the queen of calling it exactly how she sees it, finally unleashed the fury fans knew was boiling for weeks, and her target was none other than Rasheeda. Yes, Rasheeda Frost, Atlanta royalty, the woman who's been holding the crown. As the level-headed boss chick, suddenly found herself at the center of betrayal whispers, loyalty questions, and explosive accusations that could shatter every alliance in the city. From the very first second, Yandy stepped into that room. You could feel it, the weight of secrets, the ghosts of betrayal, and the suffocating silence before a storm. She wasn't just confronting Rasheeda. She was coming for her allegiances, her friendships, her entire credibility. And when Yandy's voice cut through the chaos with a single accusation, Rasheeda froze. Cameras zoomed in, fans pulled out their phones, and Spice, caught in the middle, looked like she wanted to vanish into thin air. But there was no escape, because tonight wasn't about music, marriages, or business. Tonight was about betrayal laid bare and the fallout. It's only just beginning. It was supposed to be just another night of filming, a glamorous party where the cast of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta could sip champagne, pose for cameras, and throw around just enough shade to keep the blogs buzzing. But what unfolded shattered that illusion in ways nobody could have predicted. For weeks, tension had been building beneath the surface, whispered rumors slithering through the cast like venomous snakes. And at the very center of it all, Yandy Smith-Harris, who had grown tired of smiling through betrayal, and Rasheeda Frost, whose allegiances were being called into question. The moment Yandy walked into that party, the energy shifted. You could feel it in the air, thick, heavy, almost suffocating. She wasn't wearing her usual calm, diplomatic smile. No, this was different. Her eyes were sharp, her movements calculated. She had come with receipts, with words that would cut deep, and with a determination to expose truths that others were too afraid to even whisper. Rasheeda, ever the cool-headed boss chick, tried to brush it off with a smile, sipping her drink, like nothing could rattle her. But insiders claim Rasheeda already knew Yandy was coming for her. She had been warned earlier that day by a mutual friend who overheard producers whispering, "Tonight's the night. Yandy's about to shake the table." And shake it she did. The confrontation started subtly, almost polite. Yandy approached Rasheeda and Spice, who were laughing in the corner, and said with a smile that didn't reach her eyes, "So, tell me something, Rasheeda. When did loyalty start being optional in this circle?" The room froze. Spice widened her eyes, immediately sensing what was about to go down. Rasheeda tilted her head, that boss demeanor still in place, and asked, "What you mean by that?" But Yandy wasn't here for games. She said, her voice rising, "When did you decide that standing by your friends wasn't worth it? Or better yet, when did you decide that throwing me under the bus was the better move?" The entire party went silent. Phones came out. Everyone wanted to capture this, because this wasn't just an argument. This was a war declaration. Insider leaks claim that Yandy had been sitting on explosive information for weeks. According to one anonymous production source, she had evidence-leaked text messages, voice notes, and even private DM screenshots showing that Rasheeda had been cozying up to certain cast members who were actively plotting against Yandy. These weren't just casual conversations. These were backroom deals, strategic alliances, and whispered promises designed to isolate Yandy and weaken her position in the group. One particular message allegedly read, "We gotta keep Yandy out of this. She's too strong, she controls the narrative. If Rasheeda sides with us, Yandy's done." And the kicker, Rasheeda allegedly responded with a thumbs-up emoji. Just one tiny symbol, but enough to suggest complicity. Now, Whether or not Rasheeda truly meant it, Yandy wasn't about to let it slide. She had been holding back, waiting for the perfect moment to detonate the bomb. And tonight, in front of the cameras, she pressed the button. Rasheeda tried to deflect, insisting that her words had been twisted, that she had no part in any betrayal. "Yandy, you know me better than that," she said firmly. "I don't move shady. I don't backstab." But Yandy wasn't buying it. "Don't play with me," she snapped, her voice echoing across the room. "I've seen the messages. I know what you said, and I know who you said it with. You think I wouldn't find out? You think I'm stupid?" At this point, the cameras caught Spice trying to mediate, her hands raised as she urged them both to calm down. But Yandy wasn't calming down. She was just getting started. She leaned in closer, her voice dripping with venom. "What hurts the most is that I actually considered you a sister. I defended you when people were dragging your marriage. I had your back when the world was laughing at Kirk. And this is how you repay me. By siding with people who want to see me fall." The weight of those words hit hard. Rasheeda's calm. Mask cracked for just a second, her lips tightening as she struggled to maintain composure. But the cameras didn't miss it. Neither did the fans, who immediately began tweeting things like, "Yandy just ended Rasheeda in 30 seconds flat, and this ain't the boss chick." I remember Rasheeda looked shook. Behind the scenes, producers were scrambling. They had always counted on drama to fuel the show. But this was nuclear. One insider claimed we had to pull security closer just in case. Yandy was heated, and Rasheeda wasn't backing down either. Spice was the only one trying to keep the peace, but honestly, even she looked like she wanted to walk away. But if producers thought this would die down quickly, they were dead wrong, because Yandy had more in her arsenal. She suddenly pulled out her phone and waved it in the air. "You want me to read it out loud?" she asked, her voice trembling. "With rage, because I will. I will read exactly what you said, word for word, in front of everybody." Gasps filled the room. Spice's jaw dropped. Rasheeda froze. And the crowd surged closer, desperate to hear what was on that phone. But just as Yandy was about to press play on the voice note, she claimed to have Rasheeda snatch the phone. From her hand, the crowd erupted in screams. Security rushed in. Chaos exploded. One fan in the audience described it like this: "It was like watching a bomb go off in real time. Yandy was ready to expose everything, and Rasheeda couldn't let it happen." The look in her eyes, I've never seen Rasheeda that scared before. It wasn't just embarrassment, it was fear. Fear of what the world might hear. What exactly was on that phone? Was it just petty shade or something that could truly destroy Rasheeda's reputation? Nobody knew for sure. But one thing was undeniable. The game had changed forever. By the end of the night, security had separated them. Rasheeda stormed out, refusing to film any further. Yandy sat back, shaking with adrenaline, her voice hoarse from yelling. Spice, left in the middle, muttered under her breath, "This is gonna ruin everything." And maybe she was right. In that one explosive moment, every alliance in Love and Hip Hop Atlanta had been shattered. Friendships turned into battle lines. Secrets turned into weapons. And what once was just reality TV had now transformed into something far more dangerous. The fallout wasn't just coming. It was already here. The fallout from Yandy and Rasheeda's confrontation wasn't just shocking, it was catastrophic. The moment Rasheeda grabbed Yandy's phone mid-scene, everything changed. The cameras caught it. Fans replayed it in slow motion. And within hours, clips began spreading across Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok like wildfire. Hashtags like #YanDYVs, RASHEED, #TheReceipts, and #BossChickExposed dominated the trending charts, racking up millions of views. But the real chaos? It started once insiders began leaking details about what was actually on that phone. According to one alleged production assistant, Yandy's phone contained not one, not two, but over a dozen voice notes. And the most damaging one? A leaked recording where Rasheeda allegedly called Yandy a manipulator who only pretends to be everybody's sister until it benefits her. Worse still, in the same recording, Rasheeda allegedly said, "Yandy, gotta go. If she stays, she'll end up controlling all of us. And I'm not letting that happen. Not again." That was the bombshell fans had been waiting for. Screenshots of the supposed transcript hit social media like bullets. Twitter erupted with comments like, "Rasheeda plotting like this ain't. Chess, not checkers, and Yandy been saying she had receipts. Looks like she wasn't lying." But just when the internet thought it had the full story, another twist surfaced. A leaked group chat, allegedly between Rasheeda, Carly, Red, and a few other cast members surfaced online. The messages suggested that not only was Rasheeda, ALLEGEDLY, plotting against Yandy, but she was also secretly in talks with producers to secure her own spin-off show. One line stood out. "If we push Yandy out, they'll have no choice but to focus on us. That's our show." Fans went ballistic. Did Rasheeda really betray Yandy just to angle for her own spotlight? And if so, who else was in on it? Suddenly, the storyline wasn't just about two women fighting. It was about an entire empire crumbling from the inside. Meanwhile, Rasheeda tried to control the damage. She went live on Instagram the very next morning, insisting the audio was fake. The messages were doctored, and Yandy was being manipulated by outsiders who wanted to pit them against each other. "Y'all gotta stop believing everything you see online," she said, her voice calm but her eyes darting nervously. "I don't betray people. I don't need to. I built my own lane years ago." But fans weren't convinced. The comments section of Rasheeda's live was brutal. "That wasn't true. Why you snatch your phone like that?" One fan wrote. Another chimed in, "Nah, sis, your face said it all last night." Yandy, on the other hand, played it cool, at least on the surface. She posted a cryptic Instagram story, a simple black background with white letters that read, "Silence is golden." But when it's time, I'll let it all out. That one post racked up over 500,000 shares in less than 24 hours. Fans were salivating, waiting for the moment Yandy would finally release the full recordings. But here's where things took an even darker turn. Behind the scenes, production insiders claimed that Yandy had already submitted her evidence directly to the network executives. According to one source, VH1 doesn't play about reputation. If Yandy's receipts check out, Rasheeda could lose more than just friends. She could lose her contract. Imagine it. The woman known as the boss chick, one of the longest-standing cast members of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, potentially being booted off the very show she helped build. The thought alone sent shockwaves through the FANDO. But Rasheeda wasn't going down without a fight. Just days later, new leaks began popping up. Only this time, they weren't targeting Yandy, they were targeting Yandy's marriage. Gossip blog posted alleged screenshots of private DMIs suggesting that Mendice's Yandy's husband had been messaging another woman. The messages weren't graphic, but they were just suggestive enough to cause suspicion. "I miss our talks," one allegedly read. "Wish we could link like old times?" Fans immediately connected the dots. Was this Rasheeda's counterattack? Was someone in her circle deliberately leaking dirt on Yandy to shift the narrative? Yandy herself didn't respond, but her silence only fueled the speculation. Meanwhile, Spice, who had tried to play peacemaker the night of the confrontation, found herself dragged into the mess. Fans accused her of picking sides after she liked one of Rasheeda's posts defending herself. Within hours, #Spice's Shady started trending. Spice quickly unfollowed both women, posting on her story, "Y'all not dragging me into this? I got my own battles," but the damage was already done. The Love and Hip Hop community was divided. Alliances were shifting. And every cast member was forced to pick a side. Carly read, "Never one to miss an opportunity for chaos," through gasoline. On the fire with her own Instagram live. She smirked into the camera, sipping wine, and said, "Let me tell y'all something. When the truth comes out, it's gonna make what you think you know look like child's play. Yandy ain't innocent, Rasheeda ain't innocent, none of us are." Stay tuned. That single statement sent fans spiraling. What else could possibly come out? And if Carly knew something, why wasn't she saying it outright? Some speculated that producers had told her to hold back for maximum drama. Others believed Carly was bluffing just to stay relevant. Either way, it worked. The anticipation skyrocketed. Backstage, producers were reportedly panicking. One leaked email suggested that the network feared losing control of the narrative. "These leaks keep dropping outside of our cameras. We'll have no story to tell when this season airs," the email read. "We need to regain control before the cast destroys itself online." But by then it was too late. The chaos had already escaped the confines of the show. Fans weren't waiting for edited episodes anymore. They were piecing the drama together in real time, using leaks, lives, and cryptic social media posts like detectives solving a crime. And just when it seemed like the drama had reached its peak, another voice note allegedly leaked, this one featuring Spice's ex. In it, he could be heard calling Bambi nasty and stinky, echoing the insult that sparked this entire saga in the first place. Fans were floored. Did this mean Rasheeda wasn't even the true villain? The entire situation being orchestrated by outsiders stirring the pot from behind the scenes. The narrative had shifted again. What began as Yandy versus Rasheeda had now spiraled into a web of betrayals, leaks, and personal attacks involving nearly the entire cast. Nobody was safe, nobody was innocent, and the war wasn't slowing down by the end of the week. The fandom was divided into camps. Hashtag Team Yandy, hashtag Team RASHEEDA, hashtag Team Spice, and even hashtag Team KARLIE. Each side had their own evidence, their own theories, their own reasons for believing. Their favorite wasn't guilty. But one truth was undeniable. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 13 had crossed into uncharted territory. This wasn't just drama anymore. This was destruction. And if the rumors about the next leak were true, if the full, unedited audio of Rasheeda's betrayal really did surface, then the show, the cast, and the friendships that had lasted for years would never recover. The only question left was, who would be the one to release it? The whispers had turned into roars. For weeks, fans had been begging, praying, demanding the uncut truth. Was Rasheeda really plotting against Yandy? Were those voice notes edited? Or was there a raw, unfiltered recording that would finally shatter every lie and every defense? And then, without warning, it happened. At 2:13 a.m. on a Tuesday morning, an anonymous Twitter account dropped a link. No caption, no hashtags, just 3 words. "It's all here." Within minutes, thousands of fans clicked, and the internet imploded. The file contained a 6-minute unedited audio recording, and there was no mistaking the voice. It was Rasheeda, clear as day. And what she said sent chills through the fandom. Yandy ain't built for this. She'll talk like she's everybody's friend, but she really just trying to be Mona's favorite. If we don't shut her down now, she'll run this whole show by herself. I already told Carly, we gotta play this smart. First, we isolate her. Then we make sure the producers know she's a liability. If they have to choose between me and her, they'll choose me. Every time, the internet exploded. Fans flooded Twitter with memes, clips, and furious commentary. "This ain't no. Edit, y'all. That's her voice. Rasheeda been exposed," wrote one fan. Another added, "Yandy warned us. She's been saying she had receipts. Now look." Hashtags like hashtag RASHEEDA exposed and hashtag Yandy was right shot to #1 worldwide. Instagram. Lives from bloggers and gossip pages lit up the night, dissecting every word of the recording like it was a courtroom trial. Even major outlets like The Shade Room and Hollywood Unlocked weighed in, reposting the clip and asking fans whether Rasheeda's empire had officially crumbled. But while fans celebrated Yandy's apparent vindication, the reality behind the scenes was far uglier. Producers immediately went into crisis mode. According to one insider, executives scheduled an emergency meeting just hours after the leak, debating whether to suspend Rasheeda mid-season or ride out the storm for ratings. The insider claimed the network is torn. On one hand, Rasheeda's betrayal makes her look like the ultimate villain, which is great TV. On the other, this leak wasn't supposed to happen. It makes the show look messy in a way they can't control. Meanwhile, Rasheeda herself went silent. No Instagram lives. No Twitter posts, no interviews, just silence. Fans interpreted that silence as guilt, and the pylon grew even louder. Her comment sections turned toxic overnight. Boss chick. More like snake chick, one fan wrote. Another comment with 10,000 likes read, "She really sacrificed Yandy for a storyline. How pathetic." But just as Rasheeda seemed cornered, another twist blindsided everyone. On Thursday night, a second leak dropped. This time, it wasn't Rasheeda's voice. It was Carly Red. In the recording, Carly could be heard laughing and saying, "Girl, you know I'm with you. We gon' get her out of here. They already tired of her little holier-than-thou act. Once we finish, Yandy won't even want to come back to Atlanta." The internet froze. Fans who had been defending Carly for playing innocent instigator suddenly realized she was neck-deep in the plot. #CarlyNews started trending. Bloggers dragged her for secretly co-signing Rasheeda's scheme while pretending to stay neutral. Fans spammed her Instagram comments with snake emojis until she turned them off completely. But the most shocking reaction came from Yandy herself. The very next morning, Yandy finally broke her silence. She went live on Instagram for nearly 40 minutes, tears streaming down her face as she addressed the betrayal. "I tried to keep it classy. I tried to stay silent. But now, y'all heard it yourselves. These are women I broke bread with. Women I supported. And for what? So they could plot on me behind my back. So they could smear my name for a storyline. I gave my heart to this show. And this is how they repay me. How they repay me." Fans flooded her live with supportive comments. "We got you, sis. #Team Yandy forever." Celebrities even jumped in. Candy Burras from Real Housewives of Atlanta left a comment saying, "Stay strong, queen. Don't let them break you." Tamar Braxton reposted Yandy's live on her story, captioning it, "This reality TV world is full of snakes." But Rasheeda wasn't about to let Yandy control the narrative. Later that night, she came back swinging. Posting a carefully edited video to her Instagram, Rasheeda claimed the leaked audio was taken out of context. "Y'all don't know the full story. Conversations get chopped up, twisted, and leaked to make me look like the bad guy. But if I was really plotting, why would I still be on the show? Think about it. Fans didn't buy it." The backlash was relentless. Memes of Rasheeda with snake emojis, remixes of her audio over trap beats, and viral TikToks mocking her defense spread like wildfire. One viral tweet read, "Rasheeda gaslighting us like we ain't got ears." At this point, the drama was no longer just between Yandy and Rasheeda. It had engulfed the entire cast. Spice, who had tried to stay neutral, finally spoke out on Twitter. "I told y'all I wasn't picking sides. But after hearing that audio, wrong is wrong. And I can't stand by it." Fans immediately crowned Spice as the moral compass of the season, praising her for breaking her silence. But then came the biggest shock of all. On Friday night, during filming for the upcoming reunion, Rasheeda and Yandy came face to face. Multiple audience members leaked details before production could even spin it. According to one fan in attendance, Yandy entered the stage calm and collected, while Rasheeda was visibly tense. Things started civil, but quickly spiraled out of control. The fan claimed Yandy straight up asked her, Did you or did you not say you were gonna push me out?" And Rasheeda just froze. Then Carly tried to jump in, but Yandy shut her down like, "Don't even start. I got audio on you, too." The whole audience went crazy. Security reportedly had to step in multiple times as the shouting match escalated. At one point, Rasheeda allegedly stormed off stage, yelling, "I built this show. Without me, none of y'all would even be here." The audience booed her as she left, and insiders claim she refused to come back out for the second half of filming by the next morning. Reports began swirling that Rasheeda's contract was officially under review by VH1 executives. Some outlets even claimed that producers were already looking to replace her with new blood for the next season. And just when fans thought the story couldn't possibly get any messier, a final leak dropped. A blurred video surfaced online showing Rasheeda allegedly in a heated phone call with a producer, screaming, "If you let Yandy win this, I'm done. I'll walk away and y'all will regret it." The video wasn't crystal clear, but the voice sounded unmistakably like Rasheeda's. The fandom split again. Some swore it was her. Others argued it could be doctored. Either way, the damage was done by the end of the week. The internet was convinced of one thing: Love and Hip Hop Atlanta would never be the same again. Yandy's receipts had blown the lid off years of hidden rivalries. Rasheeda's image as the boss chick had been shattered. And the show, once accused of being scripted, had become a real-life war zone, too raw, too messy, and too dangerous to fake. And the reunion episode? Fans are already calling it the most explosive in reality TV history, one that might just end Rasheeda's reign forever. But here's the kicker. Rumors are already swirling about one last audio file, the one Yandy allegedly hasn't released. Yet, the one she teased in a cryptic tweet. The world ain't ready for this last one. That final leak comes out, it won't just destroy Rasheeda. It could burn the entire Love and Hip Hop franchise to the ground. The question is, will Yandy pull the trigger? And there you have it. The truth no one thought would ever see the light of day. The betrayal, the leaked recordings, the reunion chaos, all of it laid bare for the world to see. But let me be clear, this is not the end. If Yandy really does drop that final audio, we're talking about the kind of reality TV meltdown that could literally end careers, end friendships, and possibly even end love and hip-hop as we know it. And trust me, you do not want to miss what comes next. So here's what I need you to do. Smash that like button right now if you were shocked, disgusted, or straight up glued to every second of this drama. Drop a comment below and tell me, should Yandy release that last audio, or should she hold back and let Rasheeda keep whatever dignity she has left? I want to hear from you because this story isn't just happening on TV, it's happening right here, in real time with us. And most importantly, don't even think about leaving without hitting subscribe and turning on notifications, because the next twist, the next leak, the next betrayal could drop at any moment. And if you blink, you'll miss it. This isn't just gossip anymore. This is history in the making. And you need to be right here when it all explodes. The storm is only getting started. Are you ready?